Hi everybody. In this example we are going to cover concepts of first in first out FIFO, last in first out LIFO, and weighted average concepts, and as they apply to specifically material purchases. So in the example we have a beginning balance on a given day at the beginning of the month, 1st of April, 10,000 units, and the cost per unit is $1. And then we are receiving on the 4th 5,000 units, and the cost slightly increases to 1.1. We issue on the 5th of April 7,000 units of materials to production floor. We then receive another batch for 6,000 at the cost of $1.2, and then we issue another 9,000 units to production floor to work in process. Now we need to calculate cost of materials transferred to work in process, and we need to calculate cost of materials in the ending inventory. In order to do that, since the costs are different, 1.1, 1.2, we need to identify which units we are shipping to production floor and which units are staying in the inventory. And in first in first out case, what we are saying is we are going to ship these guys, the first units, the ones that are staying in the inventory first to production floor, and then as it goes on, we are going to continue with the ones that we are receiving. Now at the beginning we have 1,000 units at $1 and 5,000 units at 1.1. We are issuing 7,000. Now we can issue everything from 10,000. So that means 7,000 at $1 per unit. And what's remaining is 3,000 units at $1 and 5,000 units at 1.1. Now we are adding another 6,000 at 1.2, and finally we are issuing 9,000 units to the production floor. And as the name implies, first in first out, we need to start with the oldest ones in the inventory, 3,000 units. We are going to continue with 5,000 units, and then this is still not enough. We have 3,000 at $1, 5,000 at 1.1. That is still not enough. We need to get 1,000 units from the 6,000 that we added last. So all these add up to 9,000, and it is 3,000 at $1, 5,000 at 1.1, and 1,000 at 1.2. If we add them up, the cost that we are issuing to production floor is $9,700. Now, the total that we are issuing to production floor is $7,000 plus $9,700, so it's $16,700. What is remaining is we issued 1,000 out of the 1.2, and that's pretty much it. We have 5,000 units remaining at $1.2. This is 6,000 that we had minus the 1,000 that we issue from that, and that is pretty much all the units that we have. Now let's take a look at the same problem from last in first out perspective. Now what we are going to do is we are going to say when we issue 7,000, we are going to first issue last ones that are coming in, 5,000. That's not enough, so we need to tap into our inventory. So it's 2,000 from $1. So the total is 7,500. The remaining is 8,000 units from 10,000. And then we are going to add 6,000 units. Now we have 8,000 units at $1 and 6,000 units at 1.2. Now we are going to issue 9,000 units. We are going to start with this one here. That is not enough. We need to tap into this and have 3,000 units. So we are going to issue 6,000 at 1.2, 3,000 at $1 per unit. In the second time, we are the worth of materials we are pushing to production floor is 10,200 units. Now, cost of materials issued to production floor is nothing but adding this plus this, 17,700. And what's remaining is 10,000 minus 2,000 minus 3,000, 5,000 units at $1. Since it's last in first out, the ones that remain in the inventory, the first one will remain. So the total, the cost of inventory is $5,000. One thing to note here is the cost of remaining inventory plus cost of materials issued to the production floor, which is $22,700, is the same. The sum of these two, this one and this one, is the same as FIFO, as it should be the case. So with FIFO and LIFO, what we are changing is we are shifting cost from materials we use on the production floor to inventory and vice versa. But the total is pretty much the same. Now let's do the same analysis with weighted average. Again, we have the same problem. We are starting with 10,000 units and we are adding 5,000 units. Now the total cost is 15,500 and number of units is 15,000. The average cost is 15,500 divided by 15,000 units. Total cost divided by total number of units. Turns out to be 1.03. Now we issue 7,000 units at 1.03, multiply 7,000 by 1.03, that will give you the cost of issuance of 7,000 units. We have remaining 8,000 units at 1.03, and we are adding 6,000 units at 1.2. Now the average is, first of all, the number of units is 8,000 plus 6,000, it's 14,000. Now 8,000 at 1.03 is 8,266.7. 6,000 units at 1.3 is 7,200. The total is 15,466. Over 14,000 units, the average is 15,466 divided by 14,000, 1.105. Now we issue 9,000 units at 1.105. The total is 9,943, and the cost of materials issued to floor is 7,200 plus 9,900. That is 17,176 and 20 cents. Remaining is 5,000 units at this cost, at the average cost, 1,015, and the remaining is $5,523.80. If we add again this and this, we are going to find the same, the total material available to us, 22,700. So on weighted average, we keep averaging the total cost by the average remaining, and then multiply with the average cost to find the cost of materials as well as inventory levels. So hope this makes sense to summarize FIFO, LIFO, and weighted average methods specifically on materials. And we are going to use the same approach to calculate other FIFO and LIFO problems.